Did you know that every year the rate of tourists with little brain grows? Where do the Royal Guards get their patience? The UK Royal Guards are known around the world for their unwavering discipline, commanding presence and non-negotiable commitment to the British monarchy. Their role in the security of the royal family is crucial, and although many tourists see them as an attraction, their true purpose is much more serious than most imagine. With their iconic red uniforms and tall bearskin hats, these soldiers have been a symbol of British tradition for centuries, and their image is synonymous with respect, honor, and professionalism. However, not all visitors understand the level of seriousness that goes into their work, and some behave in ways that challenge the limits of these guardians' patience. Every day, thousands of tourists flock to the emblematic places where these guards carry out their mission, such as Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, and Windsor Castle. Most visitors simply take photos and admire the solemn presence of these soldiers, but there are always those who take their curiosity too far. From attempts to make them laugh to invasions of their personal space, tourists sometimes behave in inappropriate ways that can prompt immediate and forceful reactions from guards. It is in these moments that the Royal Guards show that there is no room for games or disrespect. Guards are trained to remain unfazed by distractions, but their military training does not allow them to tolerate behavior that interferes with their duty. When tourists cross the line, the Royal Guards do not hesitate to respond firmly. Whether it's a stern verbal warning, a loud slam of the rifle on the ground, or a measured physical reaction, these soldiers know how to maintain order and demonstrate that their job is not just a tradition, but a real responsibility. In recent years, the rise of social media has led to a rise in tourists' attempts to test the limits of guards for viral content. Videos on platforms such as TikTok and YouTube show visitors making bad jokes, interrupting ceremonial marches, and trying to provoke reactions from soldiers. However, these attempts rarely end well for tourists. The guards' firm reactions, far from being cruel, are a lesson in respect and a reminder that royal security is not a game. The rules of interaction with the Royal Guards are clearly established, but a lack of cultural knowledge and overconfidence means some visitors overlook them. These soldiers are members of elite regiments of the British Army, and their presence in royal palaces is not just decorative. Its objective is to protect one of the most important pillars of the nation. The Royal Guards, with their imposing his presence and absolute dedication, are one of the most iconic images of the United Kingdom. They are known for their seriousness and unwavering commitment to protecting the British monarchy. However, not all tourists understand the importance of their role, and, in their desire to obtain a unique photograph or a viral video, they end up defying the established rules and protocols. In this development, we will explore how the Royal Guards deal with some of the worst tourist behavior, their training to respond firmly, and the repercussions of these encounters. At first glance, the Royal Guards may seem like just part of a ceremonial tradition, but their role is crucial in the security of the British monarchy. They are highly trained soldiers, responsible for the security of places such as Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, and Windsor Castle. Its mission is not only to stand motionless, but also to act as a security barrier against possible threats. They belong to elite regiments of the British Army, with years of training in defense tactics and crowd control. The constant presence of tourists and the lack of knowledge about their true function make them a frequent target of jokes and challenges. Despite their patience and professionalism, they are not required to tolerate disrespect or disruptive behavior. Some of the worst tourist behavior has been captured on video, from invasions of personal space to attempts to ridicule guards. Next, we will review the most common incidents. One of the most common behaviors is trying to make the guards laugh, either through exaggerated gestures or inappropriate comments. Despite his training to keep a straight face, there are boundaries that cannot be crossed without consequences. In some cases, guards have reacted with firm verbal warnings to restore order. Some tourists cross the line by getting too close, trying to take selfies, or even touching the guards' uniforms. In such situations, guards respond with measured physical actions, such as gently pushing the offender or performing a rifle tap on the ground to warn them. A viral case shows a tourist trying to hold the hand of a guard, resulting in an immediate reaction to push him away. During the changing of the guard, it is crucial that tourists do not interfere with the march, as this can create security risks. Many visitors ignore safety warnings and end up being abruptly moved by guards who continue their route without stopping. These incidents usually generate surprise and, sometimes, unexpected falls of tourists who do not respect the path. Some tourists adopt a disrespectful attitude, mocking the seriousness of the guards through imitations or inappropriate comments. In such cases, the guards have proven their ability to maintain their composure, but when the situation escalates, they react firmly. Although they appear immobile, the royal guards are trained to act immediately upon any inappropriate behavior or potential threat. Their response protocol is gradual and designed to maintain order with minimal confrontation. The first level of response is a clear and loud warning, designed to surprise and deter tourists from continuing their behavior. Phrases like "stand back," "the make way for the Queen's Guard," they are common and are usually enough for offenders to understand the seriousness of the situation. If verbal warnings are not enough, the guards may proceed to push with the rifle or physically move the tourists out of their way. These actions are always carried out precisely and in compliance with established protocols to ensure safety without excesses. In more serious situations, guards may request support from local security forces, which may result in the tourist being expelled from the area or even detained. There are multiple cases where visitors have been escorted out of royal areas for refusing to respect the rules. Social media has turned interactions between tourists and the royal guards into viral content, with millions of views on platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. In several cases, tourists who initially mocked the guards ended up quickly backing away after a stern verbal warning. These videos have served as a lesson to future visitors about the importance of respecting their work. A visitor attempted to copy the movements of a guard at the Tower of London, resulting in an immediate warning and a humiliating retreat. A group of tourists blocked the path of the guards in a ceremony, only to be quickly pushed away without interruption of the parade. To avoid awkward situations, all visitors must follow certain guidelines when interacting with the royal guards. Respecting the guard's space is crucial to avoid interruptions in their work. Remember that their mission is serious and they are not there to entertain. Tour guides often offer recommendations on how to behave in these areas. It is always advisable to follow them. Interactions with disrespectful tourists remind us that the royal guards are not merely a tourist attraction, but a vital part of the UK's security system. Viral images and videos of these moments clearly show how their professionalism remains intact even when faced with unnecessary provocations, demonstrating impressive emotional resilience and exceptional military preparedness. Their reactions, although sometimes perceived as harsh, are necessary to guarantee the order and solemnity that characterizes these emblematic sites. It is important to remember that the behavior of some tourists reflects a lack of understanding about the true nature of the work of the royal guards. Trying to make them laugh, get too close, or interrupt their walk is not only disrespectful, but can also be a dangerous distraction. The rigidity with which guards respond to these situations is not an act of arrogance, but rather a carefully trained and consistently applied security measure. Furthermore, the viralization of these meetings on social networks has generated greater awareness about the importance of respecting cultural and protocol norms. Many viewers have begun to understand that behind the red uniform and distinctive bearskin hat, there are real soldiers carrying out crucial work. These moments captured on video also serve as a lesson for future tourists, showing them what not to do when visiting places like Buckingham Palace or the Tower of London. Ultimately, the takeaway lesson is clear. Respect is key when it comes to interacting with the royal guards. While their presence adds a touch of majesty and tradition to tourist visits, their purpose is much deeper and more significant. Maintaining an attitude of respect and admiration towards them will not only enrich the visitor's experience, but will also contribute to preserving one of the most iconic traditions of the British monarchy. Thank you for getting this far. Comment on the word tourist for more videos of this style. See you soon.